everybody, welcome to day 17 of 30 days toward creating a family ministry plan for your church. We're so glad you're sticking with us, and we know you're finding it so transformational just as we have. So my name's Tommy, and we're with Ron Hunter, who's the author of The DNA of D6. And so Ron, before we get started, I'd love to tell you what Dana Gresh, who's a best-selling author herself and founder of Secret Keeper Girl, said about your book. She said, "Let Ron and the DNA of D6 re-impassion you for ministry," which is a great intro to our topic today of staffing. So most of us as leaders, we're going to think of staffing and think org charts. And for some of us, that's exciting. And for others, that is so boring. So how would you say that we can staff volunteer and paid leaders in a way that doesn't create silos in ministry? How can we do that?
Oh, that's a great question. Many of us think, well, I don't have paid staff. Mm-hmm. Even if you do have paid staff, if you're not using volunteers, we're missing opportunities. So we need to think of our org chart not just in the people who receive paychecks, but the people who are occupying key positions. Mm-hmm. When we think of org charts, I would also suggest we think of culture. There are cultures, people who drive Volvos, ride Harleys, like me, who work on a Mac. I mean, right. we drank that Kool-Aid a long time ago. That's our culture. But Dean Smith, the basketball coach, he really changed the culture of basketball in a team sport way. Remember he coached Michael Jordan, but he taught people that as great as they are making shots, when they made a shot, turn around and point to the guy who passed you the ball. Yeah. It's a team effort. He created that culture of team. So when we think org charts, think how do we create a culture of family ministry? So we're going to build into every org chart family ministry. And what that means is if you're the lead pastor, you are coordinating all the various ages from children all the way through your senior adults, where there's that crossover, not siloing, like we talked about before, minding the gaps, so that we're intentional to make sure we're handing off one age to the other. And we're being very, very careful. I know some really wonderful large churches who've gotten on board in the last decade with this family ministry. And so they have a children's pastor, they have a student pastor, they have a college pastor, and they think the next logical thing is a family pastor right on the same line. Yeah. And that's not the case. That family pastor has to have influence and coordinative ability over the other ministry ages. If we don't glue them back together, we don't know where it's going to be. So we got to build that properly.
Yeah, and I like the word build because that's exactly what we want our word today to be, meaning we want to build family ministry into our church. And that's not another silo, that can't be another program, but it's truly the DNA, it's the glue that Ron mentioned that's going to hold everything else together. So how are you going to do that? Truly an action step oriented, how are you going to build family ministry into the organization of your church? So as you look at doing that, make sure to go to d6family.com/DNA to see that spiritual gifts assessment that you can take and use. It's completely free. You can also purchase the book, The DNA of D6, and you can get all of these coaching sessions delivered straight to your inbox. Again, that's totally free. So let us know how to help you, and thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to see you again tomorrow.